All right, folks. Back in the lab, back in the studio. Captain's Log Podcast, episode 29. Special guest, Jonathan De La Cruz. What's happening, brother?
What's happening, man? Thanks for having me, Leon. I appreciate it.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, bro.
You look good, man. Look
you,
good.
thank you,
Looking
man.
sharp, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man. Trying to stay in the gym, you know what I'm saying? Stay active.
Who you telling, man? I'm doing CrossFit, man.
CrossFit.
That shit
Actually,
is
CrossFit
kind of
is tough.
it's hard work, man.
How long you been doing that for?
Shit, 2-3 months, man. I don't know. I'm gonna do it probably to the spring and then go back cycling or something, man.
Yeah, I feel like everyone during this COVID situation, man, got a little home gym set up, and they just try to figure out how to get back fit.
Yeah.
A lot of time to kill, man. I actually set up a little boxing gym in my
Yeah, you gotta pick up something, man. How's your family?
My family's good. Got an 8-month-old son. My wife is good.
What's his name?
His name is Jalen.
Jalen. Congratulations. Shout out to little Jalen.
Yep. Thank you, man. It's my first boy.
How's it really? Oh, okay. How's the wife?
The wife is doing good. She's just, man, being first-time mother, too, just like me. I mean, I'm first-time dad, but, first-time parent, so she's busy with him, busy with me, clean up after my mess, after his mess, you know what I'm saying?
That's your first kid?
Yeah, first kid,
Shit
man.
feel good, don't it?
Yeah, we about to have our anniversary next month. So 6 years, brother.
Welcome to the club, man.
Thank you.
You're going to love this dad shit, man.
Yeah, man. It's been so fun, bro. It's been such a big blessing just to wake up. You know what I'm saying? The first thing I see is him. He's smiling. That's the first thing he does when he wakes up is give me a big old smile.
You getting any sleep?
It's getting better. In the beginning, it's tough, man. So he's 8 months now, so he's just starting to sleep through the night a little bit more.
Okay. Well, man, brought you on the podcast. I know we had talked previously. You want to come on here and, you know what I mean, drop some gems for the people out there.
For sure.
So, man, tell me your story. Tell us your story.
My story, man. So, Jonathan De La Cruz. I'm actually just turned 33. Today is the 23rd. So I turned 33 last week on the 17th. I was born in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Moco?
Yes, sir. Silver Spring, Maryland. But I left out of here when I was 11 years old.
Okay.
And I moved down to Miami. So
how was that?
Man, it was wonderful, brother.
Florida is nice. I'm over.
And not just Miami. I lived on Miami. I lived in Miami Beach. So my middle school and high school was on the beach.
I'm more of a Fort Lauderdale type of guy. Maybe because I'm older.
Okay, yeah, I could see it. Miami could get a little crazy. So imagine middle school, high school, growing up on Miami Beach, man. That was a little wild. Yeah, I'll take a little bit. Take a little bit. Thank you.
That's why I keep 2 glasses.
Appreciate you.
Keep going.
Yeah, so imagine that Miami Beach, man. On half days, that's what we used to do is go down to the beach, brother. Imagine spending the rest of the day on the beach. It was good. So I did 7th grade, 8th grade over there. Single mom. So as you know, growing up with a single mother is not easy. It was just me and my mom. We had tough times. I remember times where we'd open up the fridge, nothing but a half a gallon of milk, some water. You hungry here is take the food stamp card and go get a Subway at Publix. You know what I'm saying? Because you could buy cold food. So.
I was a ooze a noodle baby. Trust me, I know it, bro.
Tough, man, but it built me up, man, to be who I am today. I met some lifelong friends. You know what I'm saying? So people that I still stay in touch with now. I feel Miami's like a second home to me.
How often you go now?
Probably like every other year. Try to go once a year, but I was there last year. And then before that, it was probably like 2 years. But we stay in contact. Sometimes they come up here to visit me. And right now I have an aunt that lives out there. So
okay.
Yep. So what happened was in 8th grade, I finished 8th grade, and then Mom and I kind of went through some hard times. And I ended up having to come back here to Maryland for half a school year.
What school you went to?
Springbrook.
Springbrook?
Yeah, so I came back. Yep.
Paint Branch, baby.
Man.
Paint Branch, baby.
Okay.
Springbrook, man. I didn't have anything against Springbrook, but it was just like, it was White Oak. You know what I'm saying? And back then, coming out, I'm like 2 years older than you. So White Oak was kind of like, White Oak and Castle Boulevard was like the, be careful. You know what I'm saying?
So my dad's house is in Oakview.
Okay.
So that's where you know what I'm saying, I lived, and that's where my father still
right
lives
in the
now.
mix. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right in the mix, man. So I came back 9th grade, half a school year. I didn't make it through the whole school year because I didn't want to be here, man. I did terrible in school, bro. I barely went to school. I barely made it through the week in school. And I was just kind of like, I was going through a phase where I was 13, 14 years old. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to be here. I left
You
all my
was
friends
in your
at home.
knucklehead stage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
being
yeah.
rebellious towards my father. I remember my grandmother coming to throw water on me to get me to go to school, and that wouldn't even get my butt up. But I left half of in the middle of the school year. I went back to Miami. I went to Miami Beach Senior High School. And over there it was still kind of more the same because now we're friends. They're skipping class, so basically ninth grade, man, I flunked the whole year. And if it wasn't for me in my sophomore year, the counselor basically offered me to go to a program, which was an alternative school
Yeah, yeah. I forgot what was the name of that joint. Oh, you talking about down in Miami?
down in Miami.
Okay,
Yeah,
they had something
'cause
like that up there too.
I left Maryland. I went back to Miami. I didn't even make it a whole school year. So when I got back, my 10th grade year, they offered me this program. It's called Ombudsman.
Mm-hmm.
So on the books, and if you look at my history,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't look like I went anywhere else but Miami Beach Senior High School. So it was kind of like an off-campus situation.
Yeah.
It was probably a room, bro, to be honest, probably 2 times as big as this, or just about as big as this, between, one or two of these. And it was just on the computer, so we'll have all our subjects on the computer, and it'd be from 7 in the morning to 10 in the morning, and that'd be my day.
That's it? 3
As
hours?
a 15, 16-year-old kid, man. So
that sound like it's setting you up for failure, man.
yeah, man, it was terrible, bro. So I remember I'd do that in the morning, get home, and then what really kept me out of trouble though was boxing.
Mm.
So I started going to the gym consistently, 5-6 days a week, and in the
Boxing
city.
keep you sharp, man.
Yeah,
You stick with it. I mean, it's really a type of obedience. You know what I'm saying? In itself, if you really into it, you know what I mean. And
It
training.
teaches you self-discipline.
It definitely
man.
teach you how to be a man. Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
it's a great sport. So I actually grew up in boxing. My father was a professional boxer here in Maryland.
What weight?
Featherweight, 130, 135. He's a little guy. So
That's what boxing
got
is
the heart
now.
of a lion though, baby.
Ain't no more heavyweight boxing. Ain't nobody getting knocked on their teeth like that no more. Not a heavyweight, man.
Yeah, so that really kept me out the streets in Miami, man. We used to hang out, whatever. Miami's even for teens at that age. I used to go to all ages clubs, brother. All ages clubs at 15. I had no business. And then we talking about all ages in Miami. It was just a different scene, bro.
You was wild.
Yeah, it was a wild time, but it was. And then my mother, so when I moved back, my mother was kind of still with the boyfriend, and so I'd be by myself most of the time. You know what I'm saying? And then my spot was always kind of like the hangout spot, and then I'd also take my mother's car at nighttime. So I used to take her car, drive over to the block, 'cause I used to hang out in Miami Beach, but I lived in Miami across the bridge. So, I used to take the car, go to the block, whatever. Had my fair share of run-ins with the law over there in Miami. So, as a juvenile, got arrested 4 times or 4 times. Yep, 4 times.
You felt like you was doing the things you was doing because it was like a cry for help, or you just like.
But I never got arrested for me like going out. I've always been a thinking kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I never was into drugs. You know what I'm saying?
You never smoked nothing like that?
No, never.
You ain't smoke in high school?
Never smoked because I was in boxing. I was like an athlete.
Okay.
Like I was a real athlete. Like I used to train hard. I used to be sparring grown men. That 15-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid. I'm boxing 30-year-olds. It was tough, man. So I used to I never got into the drugs. My thing was girls. You know what I'm saying? I was like a ladies' man.
That's a drug too. You know
yeah. I was like the ladies' man, and I'm in the boxing gym, and and me being like one of the only kids with a car, because my mom would give me the car at 15, 16 years old. We, they riding with me. We going to the parties, and so the times I got arrested was more for fights. Like the first time, the first time I was 14 years old. And I got caught stealing earrings. I got talked into going to steal earrings. I used to wear earrings at 14 years old. And I got talked into going to a department store to steal some earrings. Imagine, I used to have hair. So I'm going to a department store looking all suspicious with a backpack and hair. You know what I'm saying? We walk out with the earrings. I'm thinking coast is clear, and then one of the, how they have those undercover people that.
Oh yeah, them loss prevention.
Yeah, the loss prevention. They outside waiting for us, man. And one big old guy grabbed my friend, and then this little old lady grabbed me, man. And we got caught up, and that was the first time.
Yeah, you know that. You know they be knowing. They know. I mean, it's just like, well, do I really want to deal with this today or not? You know what I'm saying? But LPs be knowing.
So
So,
and then the other times were just really just I got jumped, went to all ages club and you know I used to be the guy. I didn't like to be just on the wall. You know, I used to go to the club with your boys and everyone's just a bunch of dudes just
you
chilling.
you want to be hugging the
Nah,
wall?
I'm going to
Trying to
go
go
find
party,
me some.
trying to
Yeah,
go find
you know,
you.
I'm party. I'm trying to go get me have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
So
trying to grind on something.
I got it. Yeah, I got up in the mix into the crowd. And there was this dude just. I don't know if he was drunk or what he was. He was like pushing everybody. He pushed me, and I looked at him like, why you pushing me? He didn't even talk, bro. His first thing he did was he hit me, boom, hit me on my nose. And at that time, I used to wear contacts. So the first punch I'm knocking, one of my contacts is falling out.
So
You know
now
what I'm
you
saying?
gotta.
So now we rumbling, and then I'm getting hit from everywhere. So now I'm getting jumped. Security kicks me out, and then outside is two of the guys that were inside jumping me. And then I'm fighting them, and then the police end up tasing me.
Where was your man's at?
No, so inside they were all rumbling. Everyone's rumbling now.
okay,
They
but-
find out it's me. Oh, you know, it's him. So, you know, my little brother was in there, bro. My little brother's 12 years old. He was 12 at the time. It's just crazy. I look back now as a 33-year-old man. You ever look back at the
Hell
things
yeah.
you did, like how?
You know,
And now you're a father. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I never, to be honest, I never really got in a fight. I was always silly, you know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
never had
yeah.
no problems with nobody, but I was always there when it happened, and I'd be like, bruh, like,
That's tough.
I was like, do I gotta jump? I was like, don't make me do something I don't really want to do, because I was small, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I was a
okay.
small guy. I didn't really have my growth spurt until like 10th to 11th grade, when I grew like probably 4, 5, 6 inches over the summer. I probably was like 5'3" or 4.
Okay.
And then when I got
I'm not too much taller than you. I'm 5'6",
Yeah.
5'7". So.
But when I came back, was like 5'11". You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? So I
okay.
was like, it was like, what the fuck? I was like, I mean, grandma cooking. You know, spent the summer with grandma. Came back home tall. I also, had me a little girly over there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm dealing with something. So it's just started to come out of me like, all right, now you're a man. Let's get taller. You know what I'm saying? So, but
I mean, but just like me though, I never really went out to try to look for trouble.
Nah,
you
me
know what I'm
neither.
saying?
Me neither.
I never been that dude. I never even instigated a fight.
No,
you know what I'm
no,
saying? So
never.
that situation right there was just they just end up. I got jumped. What happened? See, the thing is,
They tend to do that. Like,
Miami's a lot of gang culture. Miami's big, so
Yeah.
there's like a lot of different neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? You from this area, that I guess like anywhere else, right? So over there's a lot of gang culture, and we from the beach, and there's a lot of different neighborhoods. So we're in a club that's in the city of Miami. So, but we're all together as the beach. You know, there's a lot of us, bro, that day, and unfortunately, I was the one that got hit with the taser for some reason. I'm fighting two dudes off. The police arrest me. So that was the second time. The third time was me driving without a license. You know, I used to take mom's car. Got caught doing that. Another time was we're leaving the beach. We're in South Beach. We're leaving the beach, and then we're driving home, and I'm driving. So it's about 4 of us in the car, and then there's another car next to us swerving, throwing up gang signs, throwing stuff to the car, like trying to instigate a fight, looking for a fight. And I'm nervous, bro. I'm like, yeah, while driving, they literally swerving over to us. They throwing stuff at us, throwing up signs.
They just out
like
look,
people,
they out looking
yeah,
for trouble,
look,
pretty
that's
much.
people did that over there though. You know what I'm saying? Like just, they come from a different neighborhood, they trying to gangbang and look for fights for no reason. So I'm at the red light, and I'm thinking like, man, I'm gonna turn away from these dudes because I'm trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, man, I'm not really out trying to get into trouble. You know what I'm saying? My mom always taught me to think of the consequences. So, I'm trying to get away, and then when we stop, one of them dudes come out their car. So when he comes out, one of my guys come out my car. So now I'm like, oh man! And then my guy at the beach, he found one of those police sticks.
Batons.
No, the ones.
The metal,
baton.
the metal baton,
The metal jumps, the ones that extend.
Yeah.
He found that at the
that.
beach, buried in the sand. So buddy come out, and then my boy come out. He does this whole, you know what I'm saying? Luckily, man, there was an not undercover. There was an off-duty police watching the whole thing.
So y'all was good.
He came out, boom, free. They surrounded us like we robbed a bank, bro. You know, I remember getting handcuffed. I was put in a AMPOW. You know,
Ooh.
and now that was like that. You know, so that was another situation which I try to avoid, but
Mhm.
you know, it just happened.
So this just kept happening until when'd you come back here?
Yeah, so this is kind of like this was basically, I guess, was giving me more of a reason to leave Miami. So I left Miami after I graduated. This is all happened during high school.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still in high
So
school.
you
I'm
come
getting,
back up here as an adult.
yeah, yeah. I came back here when after I graduated, I was 17. So
Okay.
as soon as I graduated, I moved back over here, same summer. But then I went back to visit Miami. Now we in the club. I'm a little drunk. My brother's caught with a fake ID. Now I'm 18. I ain't going to the jack because what happens and when you're juvenile in Miami, you get arrested. You go to this thing called the jack. The jack is the Juvenile Assessment Center,
Okay.
where they just process you.
Let you
And
sit
then
for a little bit.
Yeah, they let you sit, and then from there though, you're gonna do 21 days. You're gonna go here. You know, I remember the first time the time I got arrested with the earring. My mom was in New York, so I was home alone for the weekend, and she told me, "Don't get into no trouble. Don't get into no trouble." So that ended up happening. They called her up, and she told them people to not let anyone take me out.
So you had to wait till she came back.
Nah, man. So what happens was they were gonna take me. They were on the way to take me to this group home situation for the weekend.
Mm.
And then as we were leaving, a friend of mine, her mother called, and instead of driving me to the group home, they just drove me to her, and they let me out, man. So it's tough, man. So all these things kind of gave me more of a reason to leave Miami.
Okay.
So I left Miami after I graduated, came here in 2005.
Okay. 05 shit. I was in Iraq in 05, man.
Oh, really?
Just coming back. Yeah,
Wow.
19 in the sandbox. You know what I'm saying? Nervous as hell.
But you was in the actual war, like
Yeah,
w-
yeah.
like
Well,
combat.
I was in Operation Iraqi Freedom too. I was artillery, so I wasn't a front line guy. I was support. So just to give you an example, you know, you infantry, you're a grunt, you're a rifleman,
Okay.
and you go on a patrol. Let's say you patrolling, you know, your neighborhood where you live, and let's say your neighborhood is 15 miles from here. This is where I am, right here in my house, and I'm set up, and I have my cannon set up that can shoot 30 miles to wherever, and you going to check your neighbor's house, and it turns out that it's insurgents in there, and they making IEDs, improvised explosive devices, and you're like, hey, we need to take out this house. You would call me on the radio and say, hey, this coordinate 1234/5678, take it out, and we would go turn the gun like this, bring it up like that, shoot that shit, and blow the fucking house up. As long as the coordinates is right. Now, we will get some shit where it'll mess around and we get them coordinates and it's too far to the left or too far to the right, and then we adjust. Or let's say you're doing it in the dark and you say, well, I'm going to storm the house, but we need some light. And I'll be like, okay, shoot to illumination. We'll shoot a big-ass candle that'll float in the air for about 15 minutes that will light up the whole neighborhood while y'all do y'all thing. That's what I did.
Wow.
And with that going on, we're on a base that we made in the middle of Iraq. So we got folks shooting like makeshift mortars, trying to blow up our guns. You know what I mean? So just imagine you sitting there, you chilling on the couch, and all of a sudden a mortar come through your wall, and it's a dud that don't blow up, and you get up and run, and the next one come through, boom, and all your shit get blown up. You know what I'm saying? And one of your friends takes some shrapnel in their leg or something like that. You know, just do that for 6 months. As an 18, 19-year-old, you know what I'm saying? It's like you didn't even realize what you're going through. But that's a whole nother conversation.
You know, at that age, man, it's crazy because you think you know it all, right?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
you know,
like I'm in my 30s now, and I look back like, damn, I was a young buck, man. I thought I knew it all. You know, you think you're grown at that age.
You know,
we're still young. We're still developing. You know, we're still absorbing stuff, man. It's just.
But you know what's crazy? So, you know, for what you've told me so far about, you know, you kind of getting into shit a little bit, wrong place, wrong time type deal. That's why I left.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, you know, I'm not going to college, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing about money, like, you know, single parent as well, mom. And she just did the best she could to make sure that, you know, the lights was on and there was food in the refrigerator. She couldn't teach me how to be no man. She couldn't teach me about finance. We never had no money. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm like, well, I got to go somewhere where I can learn this shit. You know what I'm saying? The military is not the place to go to learn about no money. It's just to go to become whatever you're going to be.
Yeah.
So if you want to go, you want to be a man, or you gonna be a fucking pussy, or you gonna be a crybaby, or you gonna be go hard, or you gonna be alcoholic, or you gonna beat your wife, or you gonna kill yourself. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Cold hard facts. Military is rough. Back, I don't know what it is now. They got stress cars and shit now, but back when I was in, and it was even worse before my generation. You know, I'm a digi baby, so that means like the digital camis that they wear now. I was one of the first groups to get those. Before that, the guys were wearing the old style Woodlands, the ones you got the iron, you know, with the old school fucking starch. You got to pour that shit on there, and the shit be tight. You can set them shits up like they stilts. You know, I was a digital guy. You can pull them out the dirty clothes and just wag them and put them on. So we had to deal with that. But that was kind of the reason. I was like, well, I don't want to turn into something, because I was at a point where I already couldn't be controlled. You know what I mean? Once I hit 13, 14, I was doing whatever the fuck I wanted. Yeah. I was respectful. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
you thought you knew it all.
Yeah, but it's like,
up your own mind,
it's like well, if I want to stay out late, that's a whiskey. If I want to stay out late, yes, it's good with a cigar.
Okay.
So it's like, if I wanted to stay out late, then I stayed out late. If I want to go to a party, I was going to a party. Now, where I got the money to go for a party, it was on me. You know what I'm saying? I would borrow from a friend or something like that. But my mother she knew I was smoking. She knew I was drinking. But she was just like, you know, what can I do? I think we both knew that there was nothing that she can do. But I still try to be as respectful as I could. And that's why I was like, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go ahead and go here. I was like, you know, we're in an apartment, like, you know.
I mean, you know, they're in your high school. Did you get recruited, or was it something?
I got recruited. Yeah.
Okay.
I signed up as early as you can. I was in 11th. I was in 11th
like
grade.
One of those guys that go to your high school, they there to recruit.
Well, I knew what. So,
or did you already? Is it something in your family? Did you have?
No. Well, my father he's in the Army, same
Okay.
job. Weird, didn't know that.
Oh, really?
No, I didn't know it. I was like way in and out. But
did you pick that job, or was it?
Well, when you score low, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
You know, when you score low in the ASVAB, you don't get you don't get that many choices.
Okay.
So it was either infantry, tanks, AAVs, or artillery.
So damn. So you're telling me they put their lowest scoring people in those positions?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you're a Marine.
Yeah,
every Marine is a rifleman.
Yeah.
But
okay.
infantry is like that's the lowest job that you can have. Where you just go out and your primary job is to you go on patrols, and 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be killing some people.
Wow.
And then you know go to intel and all that shit. The aircraft, air wing guys, they're pretty high up. But it ain't hard to teach somebody how to shoot. You know what I'm saying? That don't really require too much. Not knocking them. I know some good guys that was infantry, but yeah, I scored a 32. The lowest you can get is a 31. So you know, I did that and I left. You know, came back. You know,
4 years.
4 years, one and done. That's what we call it.
One and
done. It's crazy. I went to Japan a couple months after I went to Japan. Japan was cool. Good food. Good God, like that hibachi shit and all that. It came from there.
Yeah, for sure. I know. Yeah. That's
so,
Japanese.
but before hibachi was a thing here, this was back in 2005 and 6. Like that's like their carry out.
That's what they do.
So that's like their carry out. So we would go on a little joint, and I'd be like, let me get 2 shrimp rices to go. 1 shrimp, one crab rice. They make them shits right there, just the same way as if you was in a restaurant, but just a small pot and a little rundown shack, and you hook that shit up, and it tastes just as good as it do now, even better over there. And they got their own little special sauces. Like we got mumbo sauce and shit. They got their own shit. They won't tell you what's in it. And I mean, it was cool. Like I was just there for the food. Besides that, it was boring because some guys, a unit that was there before us, they had like raped some Japanese chicks, so we couldn't even leave the base for like the first 3 months we were there. We couldn't even leave base, dog.
Wow.
And then after that, it's like if you had a green card, you was a sergeant or something like that, you could stay out all night. Besides that, everybody else had to be back to the barracks by midnight. There, nothing gets popping till midnight. So it's like if you want to be on the scene, you have to stay out until like 6 or 7 in the morning to come back on base.
Wow.
So it was just like, hey, look, we just gonna chill there. Everybody take a nap, sleep as long as you can. We're gonna be out all night. You know what I'm saying? So we would do that. But
I mean, at least it opened your eyes up to some culture, man.
Hell
yeah,
you know hell yeah. I mean, I met a lot of cool people. Yeah. I wish you know what's crazy, bro? I wish I would have traveled more. Every chance I got, I came back here. I don't know why I just wanted to come home. And it's like,
of course, though. If you're done, you miss your family. You
but see, that was the thing, though. Like this, I'll tell you my routine. So let's say out of a month, I would come home probably twice a month. And when I was really, really trying to get up with Barry and Carlos and Glenn and them, I would come home twice a month. I would drive. I would be Friday. I would drive home, still have my camis on, heading up the road, get in the house, say, "Hey, what's up, mom?" Hug, kiss, drop my shit, change, go out the door. She wouldn't see me till later that night. I would wake up in the morning, probably about noon, get dressed, leave out, be gone, come back in, change, leave out again, be out all night. Come back in Sunday, hung the fuck over, take my shit and leave. I did that shit like the whole time, and then it was just to a point where she's like, "Why are you even coming here?" But I mean, we kind of never really had that "I love you, son, I love you, mom" relationship. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we do now. I feel like she's kind of like trying to catch up, you know, kind of living through her grandkids. I'm with it, you know what I'm saying? But it still be kind of feeling weird to me, you know what I'm saying? But so let's just so you came back to Maryland.
So So I came back to Maryland, and then I still got arrested, man, when I was 18, and that was one time we was at the club. My brother got caught with a fake ID.
This is in Maryland.
This is Miami now. I'm back. I'm now visiting Miami. I can't get away from Miami. Now I'm back in Miami again, and we in this club called Boulevard, and you know that's where everyone used to go in Alapata, and my brother gets caught with a fake ID. Hey, your brother's outside. They got your brother right, you know, hemmed up with the police. I go outside to find out what's going on, but I'm drunk, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm intoxicated. The cop starts talking to me all kind of way, and I start talking back all kind of way, and then we get to kind of scuffling, and then they throw me in the back seat, handcuffed. First they slam me, they throw me in the back seat, and then my drunk ass, I start kicking the window, bro. Kicking the window, shouting stuff at them, and they pulled me out again. This time they hog-tied me. They, you know,
tied your feet.
They tied my feet and threw me back in there. And then like, "Man, you keep on, we gonna mace you." So I just chilled, bro. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna chill. But this time, now I'm 18 years old.
Glen Arden PD did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
plate and 4 screws. Same
Bro,
shit.
My whole joint was messed up, but you know I was drunk. I was talking all
Same-
kind of way,
same deal.
but then I find out the guy that was talking back and instigating also was like one of the worst cops in that area of Miami. You know what I'm saying?
So he was looking for that. He was looking for
I
it.
ended up going to Miami-Dade County Jail, bro. This time, now it's not the Jack. Now I'm in county jail. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I pulled up my mugshot not too long ago, and you can see I'm like, my eyes all watery, you know, I'm all crying, looking at the, you know, got my mugshot all messed up.
Yeah.
And man, that was an experience, man. I was in there for 18 hours, you know what I'm saying? And that was enough for me to not ever want to go back to jail, bro. I got friends
real
that,
shit,
I have some friends, you know what I'm saying, close friends of mine that they caught up in the system, in and out, and I don't know how the heck, bro. I did 18 hours, and you know, make sure I'm straight.
Yeah.
You know, that was a hell of an experience, man.
So when did you come back to Maryland, and you wasn't really visiting like that? I mean, or
I've always visited, but then I had a situation happen when I was 19 years old, where I went to the same club, right? And now we're leaving the club, and I'm with a couple friends. I'm in the back seat. It's 4 of us, and then as we're leaving the club, one of the guy that's in the passenger side, he starts like arguing with somebody on the outside, and then they we good?
Yeah, I know you're moving around. I just want to make sure you're good.
Yeah, the guy, they start arguing, and then he tells him, "Don't make me get out the car." And then the dude in the passenger side gets out the car, and I'm like, "Oh," you know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Oh." Like, "Oh, not again."
You could just go to another spot, man.
saying?
What the fuck? Is this the place to be?
So he gets out. My boy that's next to me on the right gets out. My boy in the front, I'm like the last one to get. I'm like, "Man, I'm gonna have to get out." I may have been the second to last. I don't think I was the last, but second to last. But I was, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to avoid the situation, man. And then, you know, and I'm a little drunk. And then I know some of the dudes on the other side that's fighting us. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to go to the boxing gym in that neighborhood. That's why I was training at. And then so they're like on my friend, and I go to try to like break them up. I go to the right side over here, and then I move over to the left where my other guy's at, and I'm kind of, and it happened so fast, bro. Somebody just clocked me, man, right here. Cold. I was out cold.
Why you keep getting hit, man? What the fuck? What's going on?
Yeah, so I got hit, but this time I'm
you
out
was
cold.
out?
No, I'm out cold, bro. Yeah.
So you got snuck pretty much.
Yeah, I got hit hard. So I ended up waking up in the back of my friend's car with the windows were halfway down, They're at the hospital taking another friend of ours that got hit with a bat that had a broken jaw. So they take him in the hospital, and I'm actually in the back seat, but I wake up like throwing up a little bit. I'm hurting, bro. I had a huge headache. My friends ended up taking me, like one of my friends had to carry me in the house. I couldn't take the headache anymore. I had to go to the emergency room. So they ended up finding that I had a skull fracture. So I had my right here is fractured. Like I still have a dip in my skull, and I was in the hospital for a week. I had a contusion, like basically bruising on the front of my brain, encephalomalacia or something like that. So that's like softening of the brain tissue. So I basically had a mild brain injury, bro. I went home with a mild brain injury from this hit. And I lasted a whole week in the hospital, you know, with these terrible headaches. I couldn't even see like light. The light would bother me. Yeah. It was terrible, bro. So that happened, man, and at the same club. And I think after that I probably put my brakes on, man.
Yeah,
for
I need to take a little break.
Yeah. So that happened, man, and from due to that, I can't smell. So I actually messed up an olfactory nerve, and I can't smell. Like I don't have a sense of smell.
You can't smell nothing?
No, nothing.
So you can't smell that?
I get like the essence. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's whiskey.
You know the little but I can't really make out smell.
So it's like if you cooking or something like that, like you don't even like so you can't be upstairs like.
All right. Let me put it to you this way. I had my son yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago. You know, my son's on my. Yo,
why do I know where you going?
You already know where I'm going with this. My son is he's laying on his stomach on my lap. I go to rub his back. I take out my hand, and my hand is all full of his poop, bro. Oh, I didn't smell any of that. So yeah, that was due to that.
Ain't nothing they can do about that?
Nah, it's just a nerve. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
You missing out.
Yeah. I'm missing out. So that happened too, bro. So at this point, remember, I'm living in Maryland.
Okay.
And I have a brother. I don't know if we mentioned that. I have a brother.
What's your brother's name?
His name is Rigo.
Have I ever met him?
Maybe, yeah. I'm sure you've seen him.
I probably did.
I'm sure you've seen him.
Okay. Shout out to brother, man.
Yeah, his name is Rigo. So me and my brother always been close. So while I was living in Miami, my brother used to always come and visit during the summer.
He was here the whole time.
Yeah, he was here.
Okay.
He went to Springbrook. But when I moved back in 2005, we switched because he got into a little beef over here, and like. I remember getting home one night, and there were like 3-4 cars full of dudes waiting for my brother, like in the driveway. I don't know what high school they're from, maybe Blake or one of them. But you know what I'm saying? Kid stuff, man. So a bunch of these dudes on my driveway. My grandma's all scared. Yeah. So my brother already had a trip planned over to go see my mother. So he ended up staying. So we switched. So 2005, he moved to Miami. I moved here. He finished graduating the same high school I went to in 2008. And then he moved back. So from 2005 to 2008, I'm just here. I used to, my first job was at Underground Station in Wheaton Mall.
I remember that little job.
Yeah, that was my first job, bro, when I was 17.
That was the spot low kid.
Yep. So I was there, and then after there, I went to Radio Shack. Remember the Radio Shack across the street from Wheaton Mall? Little small joint.
It's not ringing a bell, probably, though.
So I was there for a little bit, and then after that, I worked at Comcast.
Okay.
So I used to work all Montgomery County, West Montgomery County, Potomac, Gaithersburg, Rockville. That's where I was doing the jobs. And then so I was 19 years old working at Comcast. So 17 to 19, I did Underground Station, Radio Shack, Comcast.
You was moving up a little bit.
I was moving up. Hey, 19, I was getting paid like 17 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, if you was doing some shit like that at 18 and 19, you was the man.
Yeah, I was a tech though.
Yeah,
I wasn't even I was a tech.
Yeah,
I was out there with my own job, my van.
You was the man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was doing my thing, man, and it was just me. My thing was dancing. So my thing was at that age, I would go out on the weekends. It's Dominican place. I'm Dominican. My mom is from El Salvador. My father's Dominican, but I grew up like in the Dominican culture, dancing, salsa, bachata.
Okay, I was ready to say, so it's bachata.
Yeah, bachata. Yeah.
I was in serve with a couple of cats, man. They stay so love it. They should dance their ass off.
Yeah,
I
so
was
you
like, I
know,
get it.
Dominicans love to dance. So my thing was just work, and then on the weekends I go to the
Party.
spot on 14th Street.
In the city.
Yeah, in the city in DC called Johanna's. It's like on 14th and Decatur.
Okay.
Johanna's.
Okay.
So that was my little spot, man. A little hole in the wall, little small joint. You know what I'm saying? Do my little dancing, and that was my thing. And my brother moved back in '08. You know what I'm saying? And my brother is younger than me by almost 3 years.
Okay.
So I'm, '08. I'm like 19, 20 years old. I'm 20 years old. Yep. And then he's back, and then he started bringing like some different vibes to my house. Cause my thing was I used to drink at 18, 19. I'm drinking now.
I was drinking at 16. I get it.
Yeah. I'm a drink. And, we're drinking. We go out on the weekends. So my I never really chill with like no grimy dudes. No like, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't really into no street stuff. I was, that was my thing. Just dance, work, my girls. You know what I'm saying. That's it. So when my brother moved back, the vibes kind of changed.
Miami got to him.
Yeah. He's always been a hustler, though. You know what I'm saying? My brother living here with my dad, he's always had kind of like a hustler mentality. Up here, they were big with sneakers and stuff. At Miami, we some Miami kid. We not really into all. We would just it was different.
Montgomery County big on fashion.
Yeah. So he had to hustle to get his money and
till this
you know what I'm saying.
Man.
So and then moving to Miami when we did the switch. You know what I'm saying. Now he's back with a single mother. Things ain't really get much easier with my mom. So now he's kind of going through what I went through. So when he came back, some different kind of characters started, coming around my house. And so now we in 2008. And then me, on the other hand, when I was working at Comcast, I started getting into watching these late night infomercials. You ever see these late night infomercials? They're like, learn to flip houses with none of your cash or credit and da-da-da-da-da. So I started watching this. You heard of this guy named Dean Graziosi? He's one of those, late night infomercial real estate guys. So I'm like, man, I started having like bigger dreams, right? And it really started with this book called Think and Grow Rich. You ever read that book? Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It goes into like the mindset and the psychology of people that are successful and stuff like that.
So like a Dave Ramsey type deal?
Yeah, like a motivational, personal development. So my mom was always into that stuff, right? She kind of like piqued my interest into that and introduced me to this book. And then I read the book. My mindset started changing. And then I started getting into these infomercials. I'm like, I want to learn real estate. And I'm at Comcast, I'm doing the installs, and I'm telling my boy, watch, I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to do that. So,
growing.
Yeah, so I'm like, my mindset started changing. I got out of this kind of a toxic relationship at the time. Got out of that. So I started just really focusing on me and kind of like what I was going to be doing. So I ended up leaving Comcast. And then I left Comcast. Now I'm like out of a job. I tried to flip my first pound of weed. That shit wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't for me.
Tough job right there.
Yeah, that was my girlfriend, I think, got rid of that joint, quicker than I could. You know what I'm saying? She had all the custos, but it just wasn't for me. And then I ended up getting a job at Southern Management. You know what I'm saying? Leasing apartments. Kent Village. You familiar with Kent Village?
Mm-hmm.
So I was in Kent Village, man, leasing apartments.
Googly moogly. Go back some memories.
Yeah, man. That was my second attempt trying to get that job. Right. So now I'm kind of like, I want to do real estate. I'm trying to get into that field. So I'm thinking, let me try that property management, leasing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm young, trying to like, I'm trying to put it together, bro.
Trying to get familiar of the industry.
I come from I'm a first generation American. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm first generation. My parents are both immigrants. Although they came here at a young age, my dad came here when he was 15. My mom came here when she was like 8 years old. But I'm first generation, so I'm trying to learn. I'm just trying to move and trying to see how to get in. I'm young. I'm like, what am I gonna do with life?
You're trying to set a foundation.
And I didn't mention I did go to MC at the time too. So when I was working at
the 13th grade, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
You either went to MC or you went to Allegheny. Yep. It was only two colleges,
so
man.
I did
that
MC,
was it.
Man, I did MC for a little bit. I did that while I was at Comcast, and then kind of like I want to do real estate, and I left MC. I was like 45 credits in. I just left, bro. Like I wanna do this. I started going to these seminars and like, you know what I'm saying. I bought this. I remember maxing out my credit card, and I bought this you know, course and stuff to learn real estate and all that. So so back to these late night information. That really got me started, man. I got this book. And then I started learning. I used to first. You remember this show called Flip This House?
Mm-hmm.
I used to
They got
binge
a
watch
bunch of
that show.
joints similar to that now.
Yeah, now, but the original Flip This
Yeah.
House with Stan Merrill and these people. Like I used to binge watch these shows,
And
man.
this is at age what?
I was 19.
19. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you thinking like that at a young age, you was already set.
Yeah, I was
You couldn't
19
be
years
told
old.
nothing else. You want to work for yourself.
So my birthday's in December, as I mentioned earlier. And before my 20th birthday, I came across wholesaling because I thought that I thought you needed money for real estate, right? I thought you, like these guys, well, the guys that were flipping houses, they were actually buying, renovating, and selling. I thought that was like the only way to get into real estate. So I'm like, man, you probably need a bank loan, you need credit. Like I'm trying to just navigate and learn. And then I started, Googling and learning and researching. Came across a guy named Preston Ely, and I got his ebook. So the ebook mentioned how to flip houses with no cash or credit by basically wholesaling houses and just flipping the contract. So you're technically not flipping the house. So now I'm like, I'm gonna wholesale. This is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? This is how I'm gonna get in the game. Yeah. So now I'm 21. I'll get my birthday come in December, January 2009. I'm like, let me go ahead and get my real estate license. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the course. So I took the course in January. It's a 1-month course. It takes 60 hours. And so my roots. And then I also decided I'm gonna start boxing again because I used to box, but I took the time off from the time I was 17 to 20, 21. I took a break from that.
At this point, you're just trying to stay busy.
Yeah, bro. And I was trying to get out my dad's house.
Okay.
Like at that moment, like I said, my brother was he was young, bringing some, you know what I'm saying, some bad vibes to my house. And another thing I didn't touch on, my dad at that time had a habit, you know what I'm saying, with cocaine habit. You know what I'm saying? So the people he brought around the house wasn't too good. So like my plan at that time was like, I'm gonna get an apartment with Kent Village. They're gonna take my rent out of my check. I'm already leasing, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of was already setting that up.
That's good. I mean, you definitely sound like you definitely made a 180 from them first couple years.
Well, that was in Miami. That's the whole reason I left Miami, because I knew like at that age, 16, 17, like kids they don't really get much better if you going down that route. And so now I got friends right now doing 20 years, and you know what I'm saying, and it's just I left that because I just knew. Although I've always been a thinking person, but just like the times I did get in trouble, I was just around, right? Yeah. I wasn't looking for it, but so where was that? Oh yeah, so I take the course. It's in January 2009, and I even formed my company, Quick Solution Home Buyers. So, and then I get back into boxing, like I mentioned. So my routine was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I go to Sugar Ray Leonard Boxing Gym. You familiar with that? Over there in Palmer Park.
Yeah.
So, and then Kent Village is down the street. So what I would do is I go with my tie and my shirt, go to the boxing gym, go to the change in the locker, and boom, do my thing. My little brother used to meet me there. So we would meet at the boxing gym and train together. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I was doing a real estate course. So I was like working full time, going to the boxing gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and doing the real estate class Tuesday, Thursday. I ended up passing the real estate class. I'm done. So now it's Monday. Now we're in February 23rd, 2009, Monday. And
specific dates.
Yeah. So the 23rd. On Monday, I'll take the day off because I need to prepare for I passed the course. The next step after you pass the real estate course is to take the PSI exam to get your state license. So I'm like, I'm gonna set up to take the state test on Tuesday. Monday, I set up an interview with a broker. You know what I'm saying? So, because after you get your real estate license, you need to then affiliate with a brokerage.
You on top of that
Yeah,
shit.
so Monday in the morning, I meet with the broker. The broker is a real estate investor. He does exactly what I want to do. I'm like, boom, I'm in the money. Like, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna take me under his wing. I'm gonna be licensed. He's gonna teach me how to wholesale properties. He's gonna teach me how to rehab properties. Boom, this is where I'm affiliate after I pass my test, right? So so that's the morning. So February 23rd, this is also around tax season. You know what I'm saying? So I got a little money. I had like $3,000. I'm also looking for a car. So after the interview, I go to look for a car. I go to different dealerships with my boy. My boy used to rent a room in the basement. We were roommates. My room was in the basement at my father's house. That's that whiskey.
That's a whiskey on you.
That's that whiskey. You got that hat on, so you can't really see that.
I'm sweating. No, don't even worry about it. I'm sweating, goddamn. That's what it do to you. Go ahead.
So now I get home, right? So I'm done. I did the interview in the morning. I go out, look for cars. My boy that rents a room in the basement. My room is in the basement at my dad's house. We get home, and when I get home, there's this dude that's at my house. I go to open my door, and he opens my door. He's opening the front door to let me in. This guy used to live in my house the summer before, and he was no good. He's one of my dad's friends that he just opened the door. Like, my dad's a very a good-hearted guy, man. He wants to help people. He's always open. You know what I'm saying? Like, welcoming people to the house. Maybe people that maybe shouldn't really be there. You know what I'm saying? So when this dude opens the door, I'm like, man, I get a bad vibe. Like, yo, what's this dude doing here?
What the fuck is you doing here?
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like not a good guy. So come to find out, he was visiting from New York. And then he was visiting from New York because he was trying to purchase 1,000 pills of ecstasy. And he was looking for a connect, like a plug. He's coming to my house looking for a plug. Like, I don't know.
Your pop knew that type of information?
Yeah, so he asking me if I know anybody, this, and that. And I say, no, I don't know anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I got real estate in my mind. He's even trying to entice me. I'm like, give me a little bit of money and I'll flip it and I'll give you double next week. I'm like, no. I'm thinking, I got my mind set on everything. Like, I have all my plans on what I want to do. I tell him no. I turn him down. So he proposes the same situation to my brother. So my brother, being the hustler he is, I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? He's finding an opportunity to make a little money. You know what I'm saying? He jumped on the opportunity. And I remember, so his room was on the upper level of my house, so my dad's house. So my dad's house is a Cape Cod. I don't know if you're familiar with Cape Cod. You know what I'm saying? You got the pitch roof up there, and
the
it's
pitch
like
roof
one room.
is
one
a room.
attic kind of room upstairs. So my room was in the basement. So I remember being up there, and he's like making phone calls, trying to set it up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be a middleman, I guess, or whatever, trying to make the transaction happen for Buddy. And I tell him, I was like, nah, man, just chill, don't get involved. And then I go down to my room because at this point I got to study. You know what I'm saying? I got a test tomorrow.
You got business to handle.
Yeah, so I go to my room. So the stairs, you go down the stairs to the basement. My room is to the left.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in my room at this time. It's like 8 o'clock at night. And then at this point, my brother is at the barbershop. He's not even home. So now in my house is my grandmother, is me, is the dude that was looking for the pills, and then my friend that rents the room in the basement. Okay? So I'm in my room I'm at a desk kind of like this with my laptop open. I used to binge watch. Now my thing was, at that time, was webinars. I'm on all kind of webinars, you know what I'm saying? Trying to learn all kind of everyone's strategy. And
you feel like you got something going on.
Yeah,
so
I got the webinar,
you need to
and then
stay soaked in.
Yeah, and then I have the real estate book open to study. I'm at my desk. So at that time, I left this part out, but at that time, my brother had a friend of his living in my house. from White Oak, your favorite place.
From White Oak.
From White Oak.
You already know up to no good. If you live in White Oak, you up to no good. Shit.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm putting it out there. It is what it is. Fight me.
So he's living in my house. Homeboy from White Oak. They known each other from middle school. Cause my brother went to White Oak. No, he went to Key.
Okay, Key.
He went to Key. Francis Scott Key.
Francis
So,
Scott.
you know, they know each other from back in the days and stuff like that. It's my friend. You know, so he's staying at my house, but I noticed like he was kind of like hiding, cause every time we would go to White Oak to the McDonald's up the street, he would never get out the car. You know what I'm saying? Like he was very suspicious to me.
Somebody looking for his ass.
You know what I'm saying? He's suspicious. Like this dude is up to something. So anyway, at that time he lived at my house, but he wasn't in my house when at this moment when I'm studying. He shows up. He gets to the house. He comes in through the basement, right? But before coming into my room, he goes upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Then he comes back down, and he's sitting with me. So now, I used to try to put him on game to what I was learning, because I used to follow this dude, and I still follow him, Kenny Rushing. He used to be a big crack dealer in Tampa, turned into a real estate mogul. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day, still teaching and all this stuff. So I used to try to put him up and like, yeah, look what I'm doing, look what I'm learning and stuff like that.
You know what's crazy? I wanted to stop you. You know, it's just our natural instinct to always try to put your mans on. Like that's what I'm doing, bro. Like you can get cheesed up, man. Get with me. But it's like you just can't. I think it took me to this age. It's like you can't help everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You can't. As much as you want to.
They have to want it.
They gotta want it. It's like I feel like I don't want everybody to do what I'm doing, because then it's like, well, what the fuck makes me unique? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So he ends up sitting next to me to my left, and then I ask him about the pills. I said, yeah, what's up with these pills? And he like you know when you look at somebody and they look guilty, like you know something's up. Yeah. So I look over to him and he does like one of these. He's not even looking at me. He's like looking at the screen and he does one of these. And then he tells me, yeah, my man's outside. Because at this point, my brother ended up calling him. He ended up calling people. He ended up calling his boy to see about the plug and find somebody that could bring it.
People about that shit.
So he ended up calling these people, and so apparently what I think, because I didn't go upstairs with him, but before he came into my room and went upstairs, he let somebody else in my house, his man's. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, my grandma was in the room, so the room is, upstairs is, no one's there. My grandma's in her bedroom. So he comes sit with me. He says, yeah, my man's outside. And then, probably less than a minute, I felt someone else come in my room. Someone else came in my room. I turned around. And when I turned around, I was in, one of these desk chairs.
Yeah.
So I turned around in my desk chair. And then the first thing I look at, man, I'm looking down the barrel of a gun, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he's just pointed it out my face, and I'm in my PJs, I'm caught off guard. I'm like,
for what though? What the fuck you got to do with it?
So exactly. I'm thinking he came down because his friend sees he's sitting down with me. You know what I'm saying? Buddy don't know who it is. He's coming in. Whatever. So he comes in, no mask. Comes in, where it at, cuz? And I stand up, whole face. I stand up, and now he comes away from the doorway, and then he moves to the right. So now he enters my room, right in front of my bed. And I turn to him, and he still got the gun to my face, pointed at me. And then I think I said, don't shoot. To my right. Fuck that, okay.
You to the side of the mic, man. So they might not even heard you.
Yeah, you might have to bleep that joint out. But anyway, Buddy's over here to the right. Yeah, it's cool. Buddy's over here to the right, man. And then I just try to turn and run. So my thought process at that moment was
get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, to be honest, that whole moment from the time I turned in my chair to the time I ran out the room, a minute. It happened quick. Cause it was like a reaction, like an instinct. Like, just run, get out. Cause I'm looking at the barrel of a gun, like he just gotta pull the trigger and I'm dead. Cause it was pointed at my face. And he's got no mask on. Like, what is his intentions? I don't know. So as I turned and I took a few steps, he shot. He took a shot, and then it went through my shoulder, went through my scapula, and it hit me at T2, my spinal cord. So I got a spinal cord injury, and I freaking right in that instant I dropped. I never lost consciousness. So oh, a buddy ran over me, and then yeah, the dude that shot me, he put the gun in my head to shoot me again, and the gun jammed. So the bullet never came out, and he just ran up the stairs. So I ended up halfway of my body. Half of my body was in the hallway. The other half was in the bedroom. I was like in the doorway, and then I was facing the stairs, so I could just see him going up the stairs. And then as he opened the basement door, my grandma opened the door. So he ran right past my grandma, and I could just remember seeing like my grandma running right past, like going back and forth, yelling. So the dude, my friend that lived in the basement, he ended up coming down the stairs with the police on the phone, and yeah, man, I remember just laying there, I automatically knew I was paralyzed, bro. Like I felt tingling all over, like a big electric shock. I couldn't even move my arm at that moment, and I remember just trying to like work on my breathing, just focus on my breathing, like what I'm saying, like just not panic. And then I kept yelling. I was literally yelling like I didn't want to die. I kept saying that shit. And then the paramedics came. I remember them cutting my shirt and then taking me out the back door. And then I was on the ambulance with the detective. And then I would tell the detective, you know what I'm saying, you ain't had nothing to do with it. You gotta ask Buddy. So. And then I remember getting to the and by the way, when I got hit and I was on the ground, I was bleeding out my neck. So the bullet that hit me was a hollow point, and as it went in, it fragmented. So I had fragments. Like the entry point was my the back of my shoulder, and I had fragments come out my neck. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I remember going in and out in the ambulance, like, you know what I'm saying, getting weak. And yeah, and then I woke up in ICU. So I spent 1 month in ICU and then another month in rehab. You know what I'm saying?
You just fucked me up with that, bro.
Yeah, man. So that shit that had nothing to do with nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like,
so you telling
it's
me
choices, bro. Life is about choices, man. So you
got
just never
shot
know.
for some shit you ain't had nothing to do with.
Yeah, nothing. Zero. Like, they say you get these these vibes, bro. When I saw that man at my house that day, like I had a vibe. Like I get this weird vibe, bro. Like I had this. I could. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? Someone telling me like, "Yo, something's gonna happen." Like I had a weird vibe. And then, while I was laying there on the ground, my brother ended up showing up. My brother showed up. His little girlfriend showed up. This girl I was messing with showed up. And I remember the paramedics telling them to hold up because they were trying to come down the stairs. And yeah, ICU, man, it's a lot. So then now I'm waking up in ICU. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm awake in ICU with a freaking neck brace on, with a ventilator down my mouth, with a freaking the tube to feed down up my nose, and I'm just there, bro. And I remember just having that feeling that ventilator on, So they ended up having to take that out because I was starting to get pneumonia. Cause from the bullet impact, my lung collapsed. You know what I'm saying? Lung collapse, and and they had to remove that out of my mouth, and I had to get a tracheotomy. Yeah. So another crazy story, bro. During this operation, I freaking wake up.
Mid surgery?
Yes.
What?
Like the movie. You seen that movie?
It's been
Awake.
It's been a couple of movies where they had something similar like that. I would
man.
definitely be
woke up, bro.
freaking out.
I woke up. I felt the whole pain, but see, the thing is, my mind woke up, so they don't know that I'm awake. You know what I'm saying? They look at me. I'm not. I'm out. I can't even move my,
But you
my
feel it.
eyelids. I felt everything. So I felt everything. Stitch me up. Boom. Put that crap in there. Stitch me up. And then when you wake up from that, you can't talk. You know what I'm saying? Because the air doesn't come up your vocal cords. So now I can't even express what I just went through. You know what I'm saying? So that I had to just write everything. Bro, I'm paralyzed from my chest down. I use a wheelchair every day to ambulate.
I'm sorry.
So,
I'm sorry you had to go through that shit, dog. This shit is crazy. Like, the story is crazy. Really. I'm sorry you had to go through that, man. I don't know if that means anything, bro. But
no, thank you, bro.
I'm really like I said, I think I may have.
I'm blessed, man, to be alive, bro. I literally, there was a second gunshot that was meant to kill me, take me off this earth. So I just feel blessed.
Still got purpose, man. The earth ain't done with you, man. Fuck. I really wasn't expecting you to hit me like that. I thought, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
hey man, I'm giving it to you.
I know
raw,
you
man.
you definitely gave me raw and uncut, man. But I'm like, fuck, man. If you could see my expression when you was telling me the story, I was stuck. Like, what, dog? And it jammed.
So yeah, jam, bro. Buddy that basically brought his friend over. You know what I'm saying? He never came around. I was still in ICU, still in rehab when they finally called him, like a chase or something.
But they caught him though.
Nah, they caught my brother's friend.
They didn't catch the shooter.
Shooter, nah. Because my brother's friend, what he said was that dude tried to rob him too. That the gun jammed when he tried to shoot him. Basically, the shot that was for me because I had a ball spot.
Sound like this nigga don't know how to clean his shit.
So yeah, man. So since it was all circumstantial, the detectives really couldn't arrest him. I guess you know what I'm saying. Like there's no hard evidence of that you had any involvement. So
and they're not gonna go by that.
Yeah, Montgomery County didn't do too well, man. I wasn't happy with.
They're
not
gonna go by the fact that say I saw him shoot me. They ain't gonna go by that shit. Anybody can say that. Apparently to them.
Yeah, so he didn't give up the shooter. You know what I'm saying? He
Okay.
So the shooter was out there, man. I don't know. He could be listening to this podcast right now. I love you, bro.
Well, fuck him. So how long? So you know what I'm saying? Unfortunate incident, man. You know what I'm saying? Wheelchair.
Yeah,
you know
it's now 2009. So I'm coming up on 12 years, bro. It's been a freaking hell of a ride.
So how were you mentally when you realized like, okay, I'm gonna be in this fucking wheelchair?
I realized the moment I got shot though that I was paralyzed.
I'm talking.
Like, you know when they say like, bro, that whole week flashed in front of my eyes when that whole shit happened. First of all, when I got hit, first I was like in disbelief that I was even going through that shit because I wasn't even like
you got shot.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? This is real life. Like
so
I'm
you
really
didn't
you didn't
like you didn't yell or nothing.
Oh no, yeah, I yelled because of course, but it's like no, in disbelief in the sense that I would have never thought that I'd even be involved in some shit that would result in me getting shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause I wasn't about that life or nothing, bro. I was not even involved or trying to do anything.
I think that's the worst part about it, though, because it's just like just listening to the story. Like we're an hour and fucking 3 minutes, and this shit is fucking great. And it's just like listening. It's like you telling me, you know what I'm saying? You had a rough patch when you was down south, and it was just like, all right, shit just kind of kept happening, and then you come back up here. To really like
better life,
you know what I'm saying? To try to do the right thing, and you see a vision. I want to do this, and then you end up getting jammed up by some shit that you're not even involved in. While you in the process of trying to get the fuck out of there.
Exactly.
I think
great summary.
I think that's really the part that just fucking burns me. Like God, like it burns me. That's like when I see people out here that's like doing what they're supposed to do, like you doing what you're supposed to do. I don't give a fuck about no past. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
As long as you wasn't no fucking child molester, no shit like that. Like you doing what you're supposed to do now. Okay, I did this. I fucked up here, and here. Now I want to do what I want to. I want to do what I'm supposed to do. You've done the research. You've done the legwork. You know what I'm saying? You're getting the licenses. You doing what you got to do, and then you get fucking shot off some monkey shit. You know what I'm saying?
With the book open on the
With
desk.
the book open, chapter fucking 8 or some shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No
And then you
bullshit.
get shot, and it's like now then you find out like you're gonna be paralyzed for the rest of your life, and then you
Yeah.
can't fucking smell, dog. Like what the
Yeah,
fuck? That's
yeah.
fucking me up, dog.
Yeah, I can't smell, bro.
Man.
So yeah, bro. So it was just. So imagine, man, like my life
I
literally
can't
flashed
I can't, dog. I
in front of me, man. Like
I can't imagine. Like I can't even fathom this shit. And like I said, I've been to war, bro. Like I seen. Look, I tell you some crazy. It'll keep it short. It really fucked me up to this day. It was a guy I knew. I didn't even know the nigga that well. You know what I'm saying? But every time I used to run into him in an internet cafe, and we used to chop it up like, man, you know, you out there, like, cause he was one of the folks we used to shoot the illuminations for. We used to, you know what I'm saying? We used to protect the nigga. And it was the last patrol before we left the next day. And he said, man, last ride. I was like, man, just come on back. You know what I'm saying? And they went out. Next thing you know, we heard this huge explosion about 10 minutes later, 10, 15 minutes later. Their Humvees hit a tank mine. Tank mine and a Humvee will fuck that joint up.
wow.
Like a tank mine, a tank mine, it's big, it'll tear some shit up. So I didn't know who it was. I was just like, damn, hope my man all right. And it's like I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really know him like that. And when we came back to US, they got off, kissed the pavement, all that good shit. And then we did this like big old like field day where the whole Marine Expeditionary Unit came back. And everybody was, you know, just kind of just congratulating us for making it back home, blah, 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 blah. And I saw this guy, he was in a wheelchair. And, you know, he had the wheelchair like, you know, with the electric one. And I looked and I was, oh, man, and I went and I turned around and I was like, I went up to him, I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, last ride, bro. He was like, it was me. And he had, you know, he had his legs out and he had pins and shit all in his legs. And he was like, bro, said, I can't feel shit.
Really paralyzed.
And he was, I mean, it was just, he was all over the place. You know, he didn't have nothing specific. He was like,
yeah.
well, I can feel this leg, I can't feel this leg and all this. And he was just telling me, and I was just like, I was just like, you know, trying to hold it in. I started tearing up. I was like, look, man, like, I wish you the best, but I got to get the fuck out of here. Like, and
Yeah,
I had to, like, leave the joint. I was in the car, like, fucking punching the steering wheel, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know this dude from Adam or Eve, but to see him like that, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, all
You saw him before normal.
and he was a country
you know what I'm
dude, you know what I'm saying? All you talk about, oh, man, I got to get back to the house, man. We got to get fish fried, do. Talking about linking up and all that shit. And seen him fucked up like that. And he was like, what I'm going to do now? You know what I'm saying?
I think that was the hardest part for me too, man. Coming out, just making the adjustment. Cause literally my life changed in an instant. You
Yeah.
feel me? In an instant, like literally in an instant. So just making that adjustment and that mental adjustment to now, like, this is gonna be
It's
my
a battle,
life.
dog.
Yeah,
a fucking battle.
Yeah. And still to this day, it's 12 years in.
Hell yeah.
And I won't say like I'm great, you know. I mean, I'm blessed. I feel so blessed, but I still have my days, of course.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
Have your
saying?
days where you just like, I don't feel like dealing with shit.
Yeah, man. And you just reminded me of a situation where, you know, it was like I don't know if it's, you know, embarrassment or what it was, like coming out the hospital and being in a chair now for the first time, like people that used to know me before
How was
to
that?
see me.
Yeah, them interactions. How was that?
Oh man, that was tough, bro.
Was it
That
tough
was tough,
because like
bro.
people saw you and you felt like they felt bad for you, or you just like
Yeah, just
like I don't like
I
I'm tired. I'm
just
tired
them
of people.
seeing me in this state. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just
Like I'm tired. I'm tired of everybody feeling bad for me type deal. You know what I mean?
yeah, just that first interaction. Like I remember there was one time in Miami and I saw my boy that I knew from high school, and he sees me like, man, what the fuck you doing in the wheelchair? Like laughing and shit, like thinking
That
I'm
shit not funny,
joking.
bro.
No, but it wasn't in a sense of making fun of me. It was just like, what are you doing? Like, what are you like?
Oh,
get
like
up.
what the fuck happened?
Yeah, like no, like get up. Like, what are you doing in a wheelchair? Like, get up. Like, cause he had no idea what had happened to me. You know, it's like coming across on like, oh, this motherfucker just playing around. Like, get your ass up off that chair. But it's like, this is real life. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. I remember this one time. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I started smoking weed, right? And then
Ain't nothing wrong with
Yeah,
little chief here and there.
I smoked this. I smoked this tree with my homegirl, and this is like my first time back in Miami. You know what I'm saying? I'm visiting people, whatever, and I got so high, bro, that like I forgot that I was paralyzed. Like I basically thought and then it just hit me like, oh shit, I gotta get my chair. Like it was just the beginning, like making that adjustment, man, to just facing the music that this was real life.
How long do you think it took you to mentally kind of get a grip on it? Like this is me.
Well, the worst nights I would say was in ICU when everyone would be gone. You know what I'm
by
saying?
yourself.
Yeah,
Get
man.
to thinking and shit. Get to
Yeah,
thinking in the future.
yeah,
I do
just
that
like,
shit all the time, bro.
nah, yeah, just thinking. I just, man, just I feeling like it was a nightmare, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like just a moment ago, I was planning my whole week. You know, I'm doing my thing and getting ready to do this and that. You know, and then when I came out the hospital, like just going back and thinking like, how the heck I'm gonna do real estate now? You know what I'm saying? Like, how I'm gonna flip houses from a wheelchair? How I'm gonna do this? I need help now. Now I need to depend on people to help me out. I think the biggest thing though that helped me mentally was getting a car. So I got out the hospital in April, and I was driving again in October.
Of what year?
So I was in the hospital for 2 months.
Okay.
2009.
Okay.
So I got shot in February. I was out the hospital by April.
I'm like kind of fast.
Yeah. ICU was 1 month.
Okay.
And then another month in just rehab, just kind of learning how to put on your clothes and just like.
So did you have like the electric wheelchair? You always had.
No, I always had a
the
manual
joint.
Yeah,
you want that.
Yeah. So my injury level is T2. So for spinal cord injuries, they classify them 2 ways. First is incomplete or complete, right? So incomplete would be that your spinal cord is not severed. So think of it like an electric, like you know, your central nervous system has the brain and has your spinal cord.
Okay.
That makes up your central nervous system.
Okay.
Then you have your peripheral nervous system, which makes up the nerves that go to your muscles and stuff like that, and to your arms. So it branches out from the spinal cord. It branches out to the rest of your body, right?
Okay.
So they say, you know, that the central nervous system, like a brain injury or a spinal cord injury, that the cells don't repair itself. So back to the spinal cord injury. So it being incomplete or complete. Complete would be that it's severed.
Okay.
Right. So I have an incomplete injury, and then they classify the injury by the level. So my injury level is T2. Okay. First, so in your spine you have your cervical spine, which is your neck area.
Okay.
That's made up of 8 vertebrae. And then you have your thoracic spine, which it makes up 12 vertebrae.
Okay.
Right? That's like your rib cage and your chest. And then you have your lumbar and then your sacral, right? So the higher you get hit on your spinal cord, or the higher you have an injury on your spinal cord, the more you lose. So I'm T2. I'm already way up. So if the bullet would have hit me a few vertebrae up, like 2 vertebrae higher or 3, I would have lost function in my fingers. So at that point, I would have been a quadriplegic. So right now, I'm a paraplegic. Okay. So it affects 2 limbs. Although it also affects all my core muscles because I'm a high thoracic. So I lose all my abs, my back. I used to have a nice little 8-pack. You know what I'm saying?
8-piece.
Yo, that's probably what I missed the most, man. I had that 8-piece, you know, the boxers.
Okay.
8-piece. So I have a high thoracic injury. So it affects my balance. It affects my balance, bro.
So how are you with alcohol? Are you allowed to drink? I mean, you.
Yeah, I don't take any medication.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, when I first got out the hospital, of course, I was on prescribed all kind of medication and nerve. I live with chronic nerve pain. I have chronic pain. Like I have pain all the time, 24/7. Like right now, you look at me, I'm in pain
right now?
all the time, brother.
Like excruciating, or I'm just in pain.
I learned to
like
live with it.
irritating.
It's like irritating pain. Like it's there. Like if I pay attention to it, but if I'm like talking or whatever, I just so you learn to live with pain, man. I've learned to live with pain. They prescribe medication for it before. You ever when your foot falls asleep?
Yeah.
And you get those pins and needles? That's what I feel 24 hours a day. So I feel that right now. It's like ants, like I'm on fire.
But you ain't give up on that.
That's just crazy. I can say it with a smile.
But you didn't give up on it. But you didn't give up on what you was trying to do though.
No, not at all.
So
bro.
okay, you got a baby.
And I got a baby.
So you good to go.
Yeah.
You still good to go, look,
Yeah,
as far
yeah.
as I'm
No.
concerned.
No, yeah. But see through my journey, I've also met a lot of people that are going through what I'm going through, or even worse. I won't forget one time, man. I was at therapy, and then I met this 17-year-old kid, no, 19-year-old kid that got shot when he was 17. He got shot, and his injury level was C2. So C2 is your neck, bro. That's your second vertebrae from your brain. So he couldn't even breathe on his own, man. He was attached to a ventilator. He needed care 24 hours a day, and that was from a gunshot wound, bro. And you know what I'm saying? There was one incident in Montgomery College, when, because after I got out the hospital, I tried to integrate and get back. Like, that's one thing. I just threw myself in as hard as
try to immediately just get back.
As hard as it was, bro, and as embarrassing as it was, and as challenging as it was, I overcame that. You know what I'm saying? To just integrate myself. Some people they like hermits, bro. They hide. You know, because it's hard, man. It's hard to adjust to a whole new life and let people see you at a vulnerable state. And I remember there was this girl that I met, and she was in a scooter, you know. So she's physically disabled, and she was in a scooter. And she stops and sees me like, who's this new kid in a wheelchair? You know what I'm saying? It's like a community, like one, you know, who's this new kid? So she comes and she approaches me and she asks me, and she's like, you know, what happened to you? And I tell her what happened to you, what happened to me. And then she tells me, well, you know, just be grateful and know that you know what it is to run and to walk and to, you know, dance and to play. I was born like this. You know, so I think she has cerebral palsy or something, but she was born like that. So there's always other people, man, and that helped me tremendously mentally too, to kind of like push through and kind of overcome. You know, so it's been a hell of a ride, bro.
And that's the thing, man. That's definitely all I wanted to know. It's like, you know, the mental aspect. It's like mentally, man. It's like, you know, I know you're gonna have your days, but you saying that like somebody was like, well, at least you got a chance. Like, I was fucking born like this. You know what I'm saying? So
those little nuggets, man, help me. They nudge me along the way to kind of keep persevering. You know what I'm saying? And trying to stay strong. You know, there's always people that have it worse, man. I'm lucky that I'm still even alive. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
so
man, you blessed, man. Look, let me tell you something. That's a word I don't even use a lot. Blessed. You blessed, bro. You know what I'm saying? My wife would love that I even said that to you. So you good, you know what I'm saying? Well, I don't say you good, but you know what I'm saying? You've adjusted, you back moving, and now you fucking with the real estate game heavy.
Yeah, that's all I do. I managed to still make real estate work for me by being a little more creative.
How you been able to maneuver around as far as COVID? As far as COVID, it seemed like business is booming. I'm closing on a refi next week.
Yeah. Real estate is still good. Real estate is still moving. We're in one of the most competitive markets. The inventory's low.
It's crazy right now.
Yeah, definitely, man.
A lot of people, not enough houses. So what is it? That's a seller's market.
Yeah, seller's market.
Does that mean they can get more for their house?
Yeah, seller's market for sure. So it's a seller's market, man. Inventory's low, and I managed to get in the game. I'm currently wholesaling properties. So what happened was when I got out the hospital and I try to go in and do this by myself. I would get my friend like, hey, let's go put out these signs, these We Buy Houses signs, and you know I'll send out a batch of letters and I'll start getting calls. But I really didn't start getting success until I met a mentor. So I met a mentor late 2010.
Okay.
So and I still pursued and got my real estate license. So that PSI exam that I missed because I got shot, I rescheduled that bitch. You know what I'm saying? A year later and still got it. So I got my license. Got my mentor. He started teaching me the game, and then I started closing deals, bro. And to date, I've closed over 100 deals. You know, I've wholesaled a lot of houses. I also represent sellers and buyers with my real estate license in D.C. and Maryland. I'm licensed both in D.C. and Maryland.
You don't want to go to Virginia?
Probably not. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody want to fuck with Virginia for real.
Bro. You know what I'm saying? There's enough business out here.
So what's your area that you prefer?
I like DC,
what's your
man.
DC your easy sale?
Yeah, it's competitive as heck though.
Cause you know DC changed, man.
Yeah. So my niche, right? For what I do in real estate, I work. I get off market properties and I sell them to investors. I flip them to investors. So I wholesale properties, and I also am a licensed agent. So I try to structure a deal where I'll source a deal, I'll get it under contract, I'll wholesale the property, meaning flip the property to an investor. They do the renovation, and then they'll give me the listing on the back end after they finish it. And then with my license, I could go ahead and list it on the market. I've also done rehabs with my brother. My brother's a full-time contractor and has a great company.
Okay.
Does great work, so we do business together
Brother
as well.
doing some good shit. Okay.
Yeah. My brother's
Shout
doing
out
his
to the
thing,
brother,
man.
man.
He's a great contractor.
Good stuff.
So
That's good money too, man.
so we
That's real
do
good money.
deals together, man. And that's I've been blessed to be able to participate in real estate seminars and share my story and my success story. And I've also been able to be a coach and a mentor and teach other people to get started in real estate that want to learn, and just try to try to pull people up, man. Reach behind me and pull people up, 'cause that's what they did for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still trying to learn and be better every day. And now I'm a husband, I'm a father, and my wife is an angel. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, she got back in contact with me. I think I told you this off camera. She got back in contact with me when I was in the hospital, 'cause I known her my whole life as a child.
She was in Miami too, or she was always here?
No, she's from Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So my father used to always take us as kids to DR, and I used to play with her. You know what I'm saying? That's like from the neighborhood, and we grew up together. But I stopped going to DR when I moved to Miami, and the last time I was there was when I was 15. And then when she found out I got shot, while I was still in the hospital, she actually reached out to me through social media, and that's how we got back in contact, and we hit it off since then. Yeah, bro, she's been my angel,
It's a good
man.
woman, man. Good woman.
and
Shout out to the wives, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
shout out to the
I
good
tell you
women
right
out
now,
there.
man. Look, I always put my wife up, man. Like when they be like, "Oh, virtual school," with my wife.
Yeah,
Like I had to give I can't give my wife enough credit, man. She's definitely she saw me, like at my prime of my worst. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we was just dating. She worked in Wheaton Mall too. She worked in Deb.
Oh yeah. Okay.
2000. I met her 3 days after I got out of the service. I got out.
Wow.
I got out June 5th. I met her June 8th.
Wow.
And I met on Facebook. I was on Facebook. I was like, well, I'm ready to be home, so I need to try to line something up. So I was like, what's up, and about 20, 25 different ladies. She only one to responded back. And it was really just a friend, like, well, you look all right, you should see what's up. So I went to meet her at a job, and we had been together ever since. But she saw me drunk. She saw me drunk early. And, it was just me beefing with my own man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Off some, this nigga was just driving too fast. Slow the fuck down, you know what I'm saying? And, my car was, he had just drove. And, I'm a Montgomery County dude. She's from Southeast, D.C., and, it was different. But I was just like, I fucked with her. I knew from jump. I was like,
when
yeah,
you
I
got
know.
the right one, you know.
Well, the thing
was,
was, it's like I had just got out the service, so it's like I was in North Carolina, so I was like, yeah, I want to date her, but I wasn't ready to bun her immediately. You know what I'm saying? But I had already kind of known from jump, like after I had the incident in front of her, and then she kind of still stuck around. I was like, yeah, we probably would be together. But then it was just like, just kept having incidents. Got my car shot up. You know what I mean? I could be fucking dead. Yeah, I was.
Wow.
Look, I was in. I don't know if you remember the other Jaspers used to be in Crofton on 301. It was the Jaspers over. Right now it's
I told you I used to be on 14th Street, baby. That's what you catch
well,
me
right
back in
now
the day.
it's called Fat Daddy's Crab Shack or some shit. Right by the Crofton Bowling Alley. Now, and it was a club back then. You got the Jaspers in Largo, and then you had that one there. And I was in there with a buddy of mine, and this is when we was throwing them back. I was drinking white liquor. I ain't drank white liquor since. And I was like, man, I'm about to give you some drinks. So I had bought me 2 shots, and I bought him 2 shots. And he was like, oh, I don't take shots. So I'm like, nigga, I just bought this shit. The fuck? So I was like, all right, well, they got to get drinks. I drank all 4 of them joints.
Wow.
I'm in that joint sluggish. And I'm in that joint just trying to dance with whoever, like, you know what I mean? I guess I ended up going on with somebody's chick, you know what I'm saying? Like, my bad, but I'm already here. So they threw me out the club. And then they threw him out because he was with me. So I'm like, he's like, well, I'm going to drive. I was like, I got it. So I'm trying to leave. And it's like a black Mercedes that kind of halfway blocking me. Some people in the horn like, bro, I'm trying to fucking leave. So he like, nigga, I move when I want. I'm like, okay. So I was like, I asked you nicely. I got in the car, put the bitch in drive, and rammed this car out and left. So my man, what the fuck you doing? I was like, I told that nigga to move. Fuck you. Da, da, da. We arguing, so we get maybe 2 stoplights down. He's like, pull over. I was swerving, drunk. Soon as we switched seats, he closed the door. The dude pulled up, was like, bah, 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 bah. Shot the whole car up.
Wow.
And he just ducked my head down, and I'm sitting there. He started flooring this shit. I'm trying to throw up. I'm throwing up on the window because the window my window don't work.
Man.
And I woke up the next morning, man, and he left me in the car. Windows was broke. Parked in front of my house. He lived on the street, walked home. Called me about 20 times. I got up. He was like, he said, I can't fuck with you, though. You almost got me killed. I ain't seen him to this day.
Wow.
I don't think we beefing, but he's just like, you know, I don't think we could do that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I just think it just took a while, man. I kept having a mental moment. That's why I always mention mental, man, because it's like we don't talk about that shit. We don't talk about the mental
health is important.
We don't talk about the mental health a lot, and it's like I don't want to just pin that shit on veterans and all that because I'm a veteran and all. I don't want to do that because I feel like that's the thing now. It's like, oh, veterans. Yeah, it's a lot of us veterans out here that's fucked up.
You think you have some form of PTSD?
Hell yeah, I'm 90% disabled.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't snap into it like that. But my thing is, it's like I always think about them days where I know I contracted it. You know what I'm saying? I always think about them days when I just completely shut down. I don't want to be bothered. I always think about them days where it's like I need to do anything. I just need to get the fuck out of the house. That's why it's like for me to quarantine, it's like it's cool because I'm home, my family is safe, but like I'm a runner. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm used to waking up 5, 6 a.m., getting on the fucking train, going on my Instagram, doing a captain's log. That's how this whole thing orchestrated from my Instagram stories. This whole thing started from I'll be on a train, captain's log, look at this fucking weirdo. Or me just talking about a fucking game or something. Like I had like 100, 200 people who was waiting for that shit every morning. If I didn't I get a message like no captain's log today. And then it's like when we got quarantined, we was home. And I had applied for a job, and I didn't get it, and I was fucked up. And the wife was like, where's the fucking podcast? She's like, where's it at? And I went right on Amazon, bought a bunch of fucking random shit, different cheap mics and all that. I put it in the room and painted the fucking room, same color as this, different wallpaper, and just started doing it. And
sometimes that's all it takes, bro. Take action. Can't think about it too much.
Yeah, and it's like I just felt like it was just my duty to just highlight as many people as I knew. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know you that well, but I know Glenn, and I love Glenn. And Glenn was like, man, because initially I wanted Glenn to come over here with me.
You've seen me before my injury.
I did. It's faint, but I did.
It's faint, yeah.
And I told Glenn, I was like, Glenn, you gotta come. He was like, bro, my man got a lot of shit to say. You don't need me on here. And I was like, no, I didn't, dog. Like, you really, really, really like you told me some wild shit, dog. And it's like, but it's like I look at you now, and you still did what you put the work in to do.
Yeah, bro.
I think that's
a success story
that's
in itself. In itself, obviously, I'm still trying to evolve. I'm big on growth, man. I'm big on personal growth. I'm big on just trying to be a better man today than I was yesterday. But also look back yesterday, I'm like, shit, I come a long way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, I've met a lot of people in my situation that even years into the injury still don't even drive. Like, bro, that's the first step. You gotta get
came over this bitch by yourself, like,
you know what I'm saying?
And I was just like, okay, when he gets here, it's like I want to be helpful, but I don't want to be like
too helpful.
I don't want to be too helpful. You was like, when you was like, well, no, I got it. I'm like, damn, you putting the whole shit. I was like, okay. When you come out, I was like, well, I got the steps, so I'm just gonna take the grass and you put the bitch on 2 wheels. I was like, obviously this nigga don't need my fucking help. You know what I'm saying? But
I may need your help getting back up.
Oh no, I got you.
But I try to do as much as I can, man.
Yeah. And I was just like, I just want to make sure I do what I can do, but not making it seem like I'm being like, overly. You know
but you
got
those people though. You got those people, man.
Oh, you gonna have them people.
Some etiquette. You know what I'm saying? Don't come up behind a wheelchair user and just start pushing them. That's a no-no.
I was like, I'm gonna just hold this shit until he say let go, and I'm gonna let go. He was like, I got the break. I'm like, all right, I'm not touching it. You know what I'm saying? But that's good though. Listen, man. Listen. we didn't even get to a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even get to
Yeah,
get
it's
to
a
it. But
lot,
it was
man.
just like
I mean, I could just run.
we could talk all
day.
night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
it's a lot to talk
but
about. Bro.
first of all, I just want to let you know I appreciate you, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you having me,
like
bro.
you were my first guest that I didn't really know from a can of
Yeah,
paint.
yeah, and I knew it was gonna be a good episode, man, because I think it's organic. You know what I'm saying? It's genuine.
It is. And you just got on here. You know what I'm saying? You spoke. You talked about what you talked about.
I didn't even have any talking points. I didn't even think like, well, I'm gonna.
But
talk
that's what
about
I
this.
do though,
Like,
nigga. I be writing that shit right before the episode. I be like, I'm gonna write this shit before the episode. But that's how you want it though. I don't
let it flow.
If I have questions that I wrote on fucking Sunday or Saturday when I told you the first time, it's like that. I may not feel the same way Wednesday night. You know what I'm saying? Which is when I record. But man, you doing good work. You doing good, man. You know what I'm saying? Real estate is big business right now. It's the way of the world. Everybody wants some fresh shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what's your plans for the future? What's your plan for 2021?
For 2021, it just ramp up, man, and just get better. I'm trying to add another skill though. I'm learning how to trade. So, you know,
Trade, you mean like stocks and shit?
Yeah, like Forex. You know what I'm saying? How to read the charts and shit like that, candlesticks.
You know, that's something
Support
that we
resistance.
it's something we don't talk about in the house.
We gotta learn. Like, I'm big on just adding skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta learn how to have skills, and especially in today's world, man. Look at what everyone's going through with COVID, bro. There's so many people out of work right now.
Shit's fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people hurting that didn't spend the time to learn a skill.
And it's a lot of jobs out there that you can work from home.
There is.
It's a lot of jobs,
There is. But people got to take initiative. But at the same time, though, don't just rely on a job. Learn a skill that you will carry on always. You know what I'm saying? Like real estate, you could be the guy that closes 1 deal a year or 100 deals a year. But it's a skill that I'll always have that I can always improve on. You know what I'm saying? And I can fend for myself. And no one will take that away from me.
Listen,
you know?
Man, look, I wish you the best of luck, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. We round the corner.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So we definitely got to link up. The wife had asked, she's like, is he bringing his wife? I was like, I don't know. Because, I mean, she was going to prepare to kind of entertain type deal. You know what I'm saying? She asked me every week, like, well, what time are they coming? I'm like, it's the same time every week, boo. 7:30. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to wrap it up, man.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. There's a ton we could still talk about,
I
man.
I know.
Let's see how your audience and
listen.
like it. We give them a part 2 later on.
This is the one thing, before I wrap it, this is the one thing that I used to really harp on my first, 15 episodes, man. You know, this is episode 29. I used to always worry about, who's listening. I used to go to Anchor. I had to check the downloads, every fucking 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I would go to YouTube, and I would be refreshing the shit. It's like, man, the thing with the podcast game is, man, it's the tortoise race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, unless you are Joe Rogan, you are fucking Mike Tyson, you are Gilly.
It's all about delivering content.
You are Gilly the
Staying
Kid. You know what I'm saying?
consistent.
Like, I'm not a celebrity, so it's like, you got to take the slow road. You just got to keep putting out the good shit, and the people will come. You know what I'm saying? So
For
it's
sure.
like, that's my thing. It's like, like they have things.
Consistency,
It's like,
bro.
yeah, it's definitely consistency. It's consistency. It's good content. It's not taking breaks. You know what I'm saying? It's
discipline.
It's discipline, definitely. It's not change. Don't change who you are from the beginning because you may think that you see another successful person doing this. So it's like, well, this is what they doing. Maybe I need to do it. Like, if you're gonna, this is for anyone who's thinking about podcasting. Like, pick something in the beginning and fucking stick to it. If you want to talk about games, or you want to talk about fucking crime, or you want to talk about houses, or you want to talk about relationships, you pick something and you fucking stick with it. Like, cause as soon as you start changing it up, you're gonna be looking for a whole new audience from the motherfuckers who was following you from day one. When I first started, my first, I dropped 2 episodes. I dropped the podcast on Father's Day. And I did an introduction, which was short, I was nervous as fuck. It shit sound crazy. And I did a Father's Day, which is me highlighting the dads. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad wasn't really around me, so I take this dad shit serious. Yeah. It's like a generational curse that I'm putting on my son. And like, look, you will do what the fuck you supposed to do, regardless of what's going on.
Hey man, you breaking generational curses.
Exactly,
which is the first step, bro. That's even just to recognize.
Yeah.
Like you doing, that's big ups to
you. I take this. That's why it's like when I hear you say, "Oh, you're a new parent," I'm like, "Welcome to the club, bro." I take the dad shit serious. You know what I'm saying? I take it real serious. Like I put the dads up here. The wives will always be at the top. But
Yeah.
but the dads is right there knocking on the door, you know what I mean? But it's like, once I started, like, this is my trend, I would never not highlight that shit. I would never not highlight who I bring on the show or what they do. Like, everyone who comes on the show has a purpose. It's like, okay, this is what you do. This is what you got going on in your life. You know what I'm saying? You had this incident and you're doing real estate. So you had this incident, adapt, overcome, and you're still doing what you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Regardless.
I just adjusted, bro.
You just,
Life is
exactly.
about making small adjustments. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Like, the minute that I lose that vision, I'll shut this whole fucking shit down and paint this room back white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I know you're doing a great thing, man. I appreciate you giving me a platform. And I think just a takeaway from this is just, you know, keep your head up, stay strong, have faith, you know, have a vision, have a purpose.
Yeah.
And know that is there. You know, there's gonna be a better day tomorrow, man. You have a fresh day to start tomorrow, and you could, today wasn't great, tomorrow's another day.
You're gonna get a couple of great days out of the week, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So just in case somebody might be out there looking for a house, you know what I'm saying? Where can they find you?
Yeah, I mean, you could get me on Facebook, Jonathan De La Cruz. That's JONATHAN De La Cruz, DELACRUZ. Just friend request me there, and then we'll connect.
All right, y'all, man. Episode 29, man. I'm still coming up with the name, man. But listen, we just dropped some real shit on y'all, man. We dropped some gems, all right? If you didn't take nothing from this, man, just unfucking follow me. But we're going to wrap it up. Episode 29, man. John, man, I appreciate you coming through.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming to fuck with me, man. All right?
Appreciate you.
Captain out.
Let's do it again.